Elizabeth has her hand up.
You're muted, Elizabeth.
I still can't figure out how to get my hand raised in Zoom like 5 years later. So sorry about that. I just wanted to put in an observation about journal rankings and how I feel about where CAIS is positioned with respect to other journals. So entirely too many years than the lines on my face may display. I've been in the field, and I really treasure CAIS for being what I consider to be a contrarian journal. A lot of the things that I find to be the most interesting questions in our field are things that simply would never be published in what are considered to be our top journals. And for that very reason, that is why I do not publish in those. Like, that is a conscious decision of mine. And so, not sort of sour grapes. I mean, really, like, I've had discussions with those editors and they say, well, if you want to publish here, you have to write this. And I'm like, well, why would I do that? And particularly when you start talking about things like millennium goals, or when you start talking about conflicts of stakeholder goals in healthcare, between economics and patient outcomes or whatever. These are highly controversial topics in the United States when you're talking about tracking and reproductive health, which is something that I'm studying. I mean, these are not going to find mainstream publication outlets, but are the very things that are high impact for what our field can do. So I would just put out a word of caution because in every journal I've worked on, I've heard this discussion, and I think it's important for sure. But I really don't want us to lose the well-known and treasured space that CAIS has as being the one place that doesn't mind the risk of putting those types of papers in print. It's well read. Its status. It's a well-read journal. That's not a problem. It is any paper that's published there, you can argue to a P&T committee is a high impact paper typically, which is why your YouTube channel or your external efforts would go well, because every one of those papers would get a lot of traction because they're typically high impact. They resonate with the audience that they were written for. So I just wanted to put that there. Not that I don't think that that's at the top of your mind, but it's just something that I feel at every other journal, I sort of listen to that and go, yeah. But at this one, I just want to say, like, let's not try to be something that I'm old enough to remember Paul Gray in person talking about this. And I just want to make sure that we don't, for the chase of the ranking, let's not lose that spot that no other journal in IS has.
Elizabeth, I hope when David puts together the video of this, so he's going to stitch together the kind of best versions of the three sessions that we've offered, and I sincerely hope that a large chunk of the speech that you've just given makes its way into that video, because I think that, well, speaking for myself, exactly what you said is my impression of why the majority of us are here.